Before we start any studies of any books, I want to give a brief overview of the New Testament. The New Testament is made up of different kinds of literature. The first four books are Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and those are the Gospels, which you already know. They're just eyewitness accounts of what happened when Jesus was on the earth, basically. So the time right before he was born, his birth in some cases, when he was a child, the things that happened throughout his life, the miracles he performed, then his betrayal to the scribes and Pharisees, and then his death and his resurrection, and then the Gospel of Luke tells that story, but then Luke actually continues that story in the book of Acts. So Acts picks up where the end of the Gospel of Luke leaves off, and Acts is basically an eyewitness account of the early church up to a certain point. Then it sort of takes on the ministry of Paul, his conversion, and then his ministry out into the areas of Galatia, and even into Athens and Greece and to Rome ultimately. So that's a history book. The majority of the rest of the New Testament is letters that were written by the apostles to individual churches or groups of people, so those are the epistles, they're called. And then the only other one is the Revelation. The Revelation was written by the Apostle John. He had been banished to the island of Patmos after the Romans were unable to execute him. And so while he was on the island of Patmos, Jesus gave him a vision of the things that were to come. And so it's called the Revelation. So that's a brief overview of the New Testament. And we'll go on to our studies from there.